Think you've got what it takes to conquer the half-hell path of Necropolis with chosen challengers? Well, let's find out in this video, and we're diving deep into everything you need to dominate this challenge. Whether it's choosing your MVPs, tackling those tough fights, or figuring out how many resources you will need to make it through. And don't worry, I've got some sneaky cheese strategies to save you some precious revives. Stick around till the end because I will not only break down each fight but also give you a hidden gem champion to make this run way easier. This is MCOC Noob, your one-stop shop for MCOC guides. So grab your favorite drink, sit back, relax, and let's get into it. So let's start with the basics. The half-hell path of Necropolis is no joke. And the challenge here is that you can only bring champions tagged as #Carina challengers. Now here's the deal. The path starts with Jubilee and ends with Sunspot. You'll get part 1 completion after taking down Diablo, and part 2 is yours once you clear Sunspot. So don't stop after Diablo, keep pushing to Sunspot for the full rewards. Trust me, it's worth it. But here's where it gets interesting. There are 2 key fights on this path. Centurion and Spiderman 2099. These fights are the real gatekeepers and can really make or break a real run. Mess up on these and you're in for a world of hurt. But don't sweat it, I'll walk you through every fight step by step, and hey, here's a quick shout out to Cat Murdoch for an awesome infographic, and you can also filter eligible champions in game using the #Carina Challengers tag. Now let's talk about your dream team. The good news, you don't need a stacked roster to get this done. My team lineup was Guillotine 2099, she was an absolute MVP. She took out Jubilee, Immortal Abomination, Squirrel, Silver Centurion, and also Sunspot. Void was there to cheese the Diablo, and Shang-Chi and Crossbones were there to melt that Spiderman 2099. And OG Guillotine, just because I needed synergy to increase the degen damage with Guillotine 2099, so she was there as a synergy champ. Now if you've been playing for a while, there's a good chance you snag Guillotine 2099 from the 10x10 anniversary supply drop, so she's worth every penny here, so you will need at least a rank through on these champions to minimize your item spend. You can bring a rank 1 also, but I would suggest rank 2, and honestly nobody can tell me they don't have Guillotine 2099, you just got it from the supply drop. Not feeling my picks? No worries, you can sub in chanks like Warlock, Falcon, She-Hulk, or even Starlord if you prefer different playstyles. But I would not suggest that. I would say that Guillotine 29 is probably the best option, and I would say just stick to her. Alrighty, let's jump into the fight by fight analysis and the tips and tricks to get this done with Guillotine 2099 and Void as your team. So starting off with the first fight, let's talk about Jubilee, one of the trickiest fights on this path, and if you don't know what you're doing, trust me, her power gain will sneak up on you faster than you can say SP3 to the face. But don't worry, I've got you covered. The no challenge is Necrotic Boon Fireworks. Now here's the deal, every time Jubilee throws a special attack, she prompts you to perform a specific basic attack. So, if the orange fireworks are there, you have to use a heavy attack. If the pink ones are there, you have to use light attacks. And if the blue fireworks are there, you have to use medium attacks. Miss those prompts, or you dex her specials, or mess up, boom. You'll give Jubilee 100% of her bar of power, and trust me, you do not want her throwing that SP3. Now when it comes to the best champion, if there was a fight ever tailor-made for Guillotine 2099, this is the one. She's not just the MVP, she is the whole team. Now let me break down the strategy if you're using Guillotine 2099. Activate her pre-fight assault function. This gives her the ability to burn 5% of Jubilee's current power after landing a 99 hit combo. You can start the fight by using 4 heavy attacks to build a combo shield, and this will save your combo if you take a hit. Now until you get to the 99 combo mark, follow the firework prompts carefully. Heavy, light or medium, they will be prompted underneath your health bar. And that will avoid giving Jubilee that dangerous power gain. Spam your SP once, this will help you keep her below 3 bars of power while you're building up. Now as soon as you get to 99 hits, this is where the fun begins. Now you can go for your regular 5-hit combos and your medium attacks will burn power. Jubilee will never even sniff for SP3 after this. And for the finisher, once she's at 1% health, drop your SP3 to seal the deal. Not only does it secure the kill, but it also ensures that Guillotine 2099 starts the next fight with her 99 hit combo and with assault function active. Now with this strategy, Jubilee doesn't stand a chance. Are there any alternate options? Honestly, nothing come close to Guillotine 2099 here. But if you're feeling adventurous or desperate, you can give She-Hulk a try or Star-Lord as well. Just keep in mind they're more difficult because you have to keep the prompts up and power control will be a constant headache and the margin of error will be really slim. Now proceed with caution at your own risk. What about the revive cost for this fight? With Guillotine 2099 rank 2, I was able to bring her down with, I think this was a solo for me, but you can think about 0 to 1 revives. Without her, you're looking for a steep revive cost, to be honest. Easily 5 plus depending on the champ of your choice, skill level and definitely courage. One pro tip that I would give you for this fight, that if you're using Guillotine 2099, make sure that you always finish Jubilee with your SP3. That prep 99 hit combo will be a lifesaver for the next fight. And speaking of the next fight, it's Immortal Abomination. Toxic? Sure. Difficult? Only if you're not ready. Stick around because I'll show you how to deal with that with his poison pools and turn them into a minor speed bump on this path. Let's keep going. Alright, the next up is going to be Immortal Abomination, aka the big goopy acid monster. Don't let this slimy appearance intimidate you. There is a simple trick to handle him like a pro, and I'm gonna break it for you step by step. So the node challenge here is going to be Necrotic Boon Toxic Aura. So if your champion is poison immune, every time they land a hit, Immortal Abomination gains poison charges. And whenever there is an SP1 thrown by Abomination, he's going to get those poison charges if you are immune. At 12 charges, Immortal Abomination will trigger acid burn and well, let's just say you won't survive it. Now what's the key to this fight? Well, you don't want to let him build those poison and avoid his SP1 at all costs. That's where the trouble starts, and instead, focus on pushing him to an SP2 every time. Brush up your reparry skills and you are golden. Now for your best champion again, I would say Guillotine 2099 takes a crown here. She's an absolute beast for this fight, and thanks to her poison immunity and power control, she is going to destroy this fight. Now let's go through the strategy. Activate your pre-fight assault function to give her extra power control. And now you can use either reparry or 4-hit combos and then hold block to bait his heavy attacks. Now this lets you safely push him to an SP2. So if you notice right here, this is what I'm trying to do. I'm using reparry, I'm using 4-hit combos, block, and I'm using my striker to extend the combos and push Abomination to SP2s. Now Guillotine immunity keeps the poison stacks away from you, so you're not constantly teetering on the edge of acid burn. Now to build up your counter faster, I would say that throw your special 2s. You don't need much of special 1s, just bait out the SP2 from Abomination and throw your special 2s as well, because it will help you build up your hit counter faster. The faster you get to 400 hits, the more damage you can do and you can kill off this goopy monster quicker. Now finish strong, just like with Jubilee. Try to end the fight with a special 3 when Abomination is at 1% health. Now this will set you up for a 99 combo counter for the next fight. So with this approach, Guillotine 2099 handles Immortal Abomination like a champ, and you're out of this fight with minimal trouble. Now, I don't really think we need alternate options here, but if you need them, a couple of good options are going to be She-Hulk. She has great control and poison resistance, and also she has scaling damage, so she is a strong contender as well. If you have her at rank 3, it's worth it to bring her. Then there's Warlock. His power drain helps you mitigate the poison buildup, but to be honest, this will be such a long fight, you don't need him. He is like a desperate option. That being said, your best two options are going to be Guillotine 2099 and She-Hulk. Now what is going to be your revive cost? With Guillotine, 0 to 1 revives if you follow the strategy. Without Guillotine, God bless you, God help you, expect at least 5 to 6 revives. That also if you take 20 to 15% off in one go. Now a pro tip here is mastering the re-parry and using 4-hit combos followed by holding block is the secret to controlling this fight. This will keep Immortal Abomination throwing only heavy attacks, making it much easier to push him to an SP2 and avoid those deadly SP1 triggered poison stacks. Next up is going to be Diablo, Mr. Goggles. Yes, the quirky poison alchemist is not the hardest fight, but you need a specific playstyle. But wait, there's a cool cheese for the next fight. Let's jump into it. Moving on to the next fight, that is Diablo, Mr. Goggles himself. The fight is deceptively simple, and with the right strategy, it can be an absolute breeze. And oh, I've got a cheese strategy that make this fight absolutely ridiculously fun, so stick around. The node challenge is going to be Necrotic Boon alchemical ingredients. Now here how it works. Every 18 seconds, Diablo cycles through one of 3 alchemical ingredients. You will see the icon under his health pod indicating the active ingredient. Your job? Mash the ingredients, activate it before it expires, and dash back and hold block for 1.2 seconds. Light attacks will change the type of ingredient, and medium attacks will activate it. And after activating, you dash back, hold block for 1.2 seconds to remove it. Now if you fail to remove the ingredient, it will cost you 15% of your health bar. Now I know this all sounds scary, but it's very manageable if you focus on the rotation style. Now what is the best champion to use? It's going to be the Void. Now the Void turns this fight into a joke with those petrified debuffs that can easily reverse Diablo's healing on that SP1. And guess what? Diablo will every time throws an SP1 and is not interrupted, he will heal and Void can flip that into damage. Now here's the strategy. Spam your special ones and stack those petrified debuffs early and they will help you reverse the healing. Combo rotation. Now if you're using a 5-hit combo, it's very difficult to see what is going to be the ingredient on Diablo and how you're gonna match it, because every light attack it changes. So what I found out, your best combo is medium, light, medium, because you only throw one light and you only throw one medium after the initial hit. One light changes only one ingredient and medium activates it. So it basically gives you time to see that if you have matched the same ingredient with Diablo or not. So stick to medium, light, medium combos, and when you match the ingredient, just dash back, hold block for 1.2 seconds and you're Gucci. Don't interrupt Void's SP1s, let him regen once you have all the petrifies, and watch Void turn it into bonus damage. Now with Void, the fight feels almost too easy. Between the healing reversal and Void's fear of Void debuff stacking, Diablo melts quickly. Now alternate options, although I don't think you need an alternate option, a 6-star Ascended Void will also work, but She-Hulk is a good option. You can use her SP2 to apply Petrify and reverse the healing. It's the same concept, just keep spamming the SP2. And there's also Guillotine 2099, her SP2 also will reverse the healing, so make sure you fight with the SP3 at 1% to carry over the 99 combo hit into the next fight. Now there's also Starlord, not as quick, but the damage is ramped up. He's a solid option, but I would not bring him here. I mean, just one wrong step and all of your combo meter is gone. Now all of these champions do work, but the MVP is going to be Void here. Revive cost with Void, She-Hulk or Guillotine 2099, you can solo, or it might cost you 1 to 2 revives depending if you make any unforced errors. With other champions, expect like 3 to 5 revives. Just focus on taking 25% on Diablo's health per attempt. Now a pro tip, as I mentioned before, is use medium light medium combos for smooth alchemy ingredient changes and activation. Now after activating, don't forget to dash back and hold block to remove the ingredients quickly and avoid the 15% health penalty. And guess what? Once you're done with Diablo, you beat him, you've cleared the part 1 of this objective, and you earned your first set of rewards. Congratulations. But don't celebrate yet, it's time to take on Squirrel Girl, the queen of squirrels and Tippy Toe's best friend. Stick around now as I will show you how to avoid her unblockable frenzy and keep your run going strong. Alright folks, next up is going to be Squirrel Girl, the queen of rodents herself, and her mischievous buddy, Tippy Toe. This fight can get chaotic really fast if you don't have a plan, because those ruptures can stack up for some nasty damage. Hey, but don't worry, I've got you covered with the best strategy to handle this duo. The node challenge is Necrotic Boon Tippy Toe. So every 22 seconds, Tippy Toe will attach to you for 15 seconds. Inflicting instant rupture damage and draining 1% of your health per second. Now you will see a brown Tippy Toe icon appear underneath your health bar when it happens. And to make things worse, Squirrel Girl goes unstoppable for 2 seconds if you try to use a heavy attack while she is stunned. Now this is all about managing Tippy Toe's timer and avoiding ruptures while staying on top of Squirrel Girl's damage output. Best champion to use is probably Guillotine 2099 because she's an absolute lifesaver here. Her power control and not critting hits and the ability to handle the global node pillow hands makes her the perfect fit for this fight. Now what is the strategy I use? So I will start the fight with an assault function pre-fight so I can power burn on medium attacks. And the way I handle Tippy Toe is when Tippy Toe attaches to you, you will notice a brown icon under your health bar. Use a special attack within the cooldown. Now this removes Tippy Toe and prevents rupture and health drain damage. Use SP1 to control Squirrel Girl's power and keep her from throwing too many SP2s. Save the SP3 for the end when she is at 1% health so you can secure a kill and carry over 99 combo hits to the next fight. No crits? No problem. Guillotine inability to crit nullifies the pillow hand's global node, keeping your damage consistent and reliable. Now with this strategy, Squirrel Girl becomes more of a nuisance than a real threat. Now if you don't have Guillotine 2099, don't worry, there are some solid choices. You can use Crossbones here because he can shrug off all the ruptures and convert them into Furies for massive damage. You can also use Hawkeye here because he has power control and he has those stacking bleeds. Shang-Chi will also be a good option, but you will need to spam those SP1s. Make sure that you keep the Tippy timer in your mind when you are choosing a champ for this, because you will need to throw your specials very often and you might not get to an SP2. Now the revive cost. With Guillotine 2099, I think it took me 2 revives, and that too my own mistake as I was learning the mechanics of this fight, but you can also easily solo this fight. For other options, I would say that plan 3 to 5 revives and try to chip away 25% health per attempt, which is very doable here. So a quick pro tip here would be to keep a close eye on the Tippy Toe timer and use your specials during the brown icon phase to remove her instantly and avoid that rupture damage. Timing is everything in this fight. But hold on, don't just celebrate yet. The next fight is the real roadblock, Silver Centurion. He's tricky, no doubt, but with the right champion and strategy, you can break through. So stay tuned and I'll show you how exactly to take him down without breaking a sweat. Alright, summoners, buckle up. Next on the path is Silver Centurion, and trust me, he is the fight everybody dreads without the right counter. This guy is like a power-hungry machine with his lock-on ability, making it nearly impossible to slow down if you're not prepared. But don't worry, I'll guide you through this and turn this frustrating fight into just another stepping stone. The node challenge is going to be Necrotic Boon Lock-On. Now here's what you're up against. If you don't land a hit on Silver Centurion within 6 seconds, the lock-on timer is reduced by 2 seconds, so it expires faster. But while the lock-on is active, Silver Centurion special costs minus 100% power. Yes, they're free, meaning he can spam them back to back and give you quite a bit of block damage, and if you get caught, probably kill you. Now with the wrong champion, this fight quickly becomes a nightmare of special attacks, leaving you no time to breathe or counter. So how do we handle it? Now let's break it down with the best champion and the strategy, and you guessed it right. Guillotine 2099 shines here thanks to her power control and non-critical scaling damage. She is your go-to champion to keep Silver Centurion in check, and here is the plan. Make sure that you use Guillotine's assault function for power burn on medium attacks. Ideally, you will come into this fight with 99 combo hits carried over from your previous SP3 fight. Otherwise, you'll have to build it up again, which is not really a problem, but it's better to have the 99 combo ready. Spam your SP1 to keep Centurion power burned and below 3 bars of power. And with the assault function active, every medium hit also burns power, giving you complete control of the fight. Now you really have to find your openings. Use parry or re-parry techniques to create safe openings for your combos and to minimize the risk, and helps maintain the pressure on Silver Centurion. And once Silver Centurion is down at 1% health, use the SP3 to secure the kill and carry over the 99 hits into the next fight. Now this is the strategy that I used for Guillotine 2099, and it's made the fight very manageable. I would go as far as saying even enjoyable. So you will notice here I'm using re-parry and just throwing my special ones. I'm not worried about the locked on timer because it's gonna go when it's gonna go. As long as I keep the power control and it's only till SP2 and I'm blocking it out, I am good. Once the lock on timer goes off and he throws an SP2, he power drains himself to 0, so that gives you a little more breathing room. But you will need to use parry and re-parry just like that, and SP1's quite a bit to make sure that he doesn't get to an SP3. Alternate options. Now if Guillotine 2099 isn't available, these are I have two very niche options. One is Hawkeye. Now his power burn can help you control the Silver Centurion's power, but keep in mind Silver Centurion is bleed immune with his armor up. So it's a risky choice, I would not advise it. Stick with Guillotine 2099. Now if you're feeling really adventurous, you can try Dr. Voodoo. He's surprisingly effective because his SP2 can burn power and keep Silver Centurion at 0 practically through the whole fight, giving you room to breathe and attack, and you can stack those poisons if you like, but Dr. Voodoo is a good call here as well. Now if you're using Guillotine 2099, you can expect a solo or like 2 revives with her because she is that awesome for this fight. Without Guillotine 2099, good luck. Expect around 5 to 7 revives and try to take down chunks of the defender with 25% health in one go, but I don't think that is going to be possible without Guillotine 2099. So with the supply drop 10 by 10, everybody should have her, and you should bring her for this challenge. A pro tip here is going to be mastering parry and re-parry is very crucial for creating those openings and landing hits and keeping the lock on from activating. Now pair that with Guillotine's 2099's relentless power burn and you'll keep Silver Centurion far from his SP3. Alright, so once he's down, you've made it through the worst of it, but don't go anywhere. Next up is Spidey 2099, a fight that is packed with power gains and ruptures. and can feel a bit overwhelming, but with the right approach, we'll show that this Spidey variant who's boss. So stick around, let's web sling through this next battle together. Time to tackle that pesky Spider-Man 2099. A tricky fight that breaks the rhythm of relying on your main MVP and forces you to switch gears. Now this cheeky defender comes with a loaded challenge of wither debuffs, ruptures and power gain. But don't worry, I've got the perfect strategy to help you web sling through this fight like a pro. Now the node challenge is Necrotic Boon Rending Talons. Now there, every 6 seconds a wither debuff of 125 potency is applied, reducing your power gain rate. Forget regen from debuffs, willpower is completely disabled. And also Spidey gains a power charge every 10 seconds, and the only way is to remove that power gain is to block a hit. Now when you block while a wither is active on you, it adds a rupture debuff causing burst damage over time. Now dodging back with the dexterity will remove the wither, so you'll need time to you need to time your evades a bit wisely. It's a lot to manage, but with the right champ you can turn this fight into quite manageable, albeit a long battle. Now the best champion for this fight in my opinion is going to be your Crossbones. Now Crossbones is hands down the MVP for this fight, for his ability to shrug off debuffs and convert them into furies, giving you the tools to not only survive but also thrive. Now let's break it down. Crossbones shrugs off the wither and the ruptures applied by Spidey 2099 and converts them into furies, giving you a bonus damage throughout the fight. Now mix in heavy attacks to pause and refresh your furies, and maintaining furies uptime ensure that your damage output stays consistent, cutting down on the fight duration. Now this is going to be a long fight because you're not using a scaling damage champion. Now when Spider-Man gets a power charge, you have to block a hit to remove it, but be prepared to shrug off the resulting rupture. Now this fight is not about speed, it's about steady, calculated plays, so you have to take your time, avoid pushing Spidey to SP3 and chip away on his health slowly. Even with Crossbones, this fight can cost you 3 to 4 revives. I think it cost me around 4, but he simplifies what could otherwise be a chaotic mess. Now what are the alternate options? Now if you don't have Crossbones, two options that I can provide is, one is Shang-Chi, as you see him on the screen. You can use medium light medium combos to cleanse the wither and ruptures. And then you can build up the chi charges with medium light medium to stun, and then into a heavy, and in the end you can unleash a big SP2, and in this way you can think about removing 25% off of Spidey 2099 with 1 revive, and with 4 to 5 revives you can bring him down. Now this fight is gonna take long, so don't get frustrated, just hang in there and you should be able to take him down eventually. Falcon is also a good option that can be used, so it's up to you guys. Pro tip here would be to manage the fight effectively. You will need cleanse or shrug off ruptures, so champions like Crossbones or Shang-Chi, and you will have to time your block or parry to remove the power gain safely without letting wither stacks too high. And finally, play slow and steady. Rushing this fight will cost you more resources. And now you've got Spidey down and you're just one fight away from glory. Up next is the final defender, Sunspot. And trust me, after this fight, it feels like slicing through butter. Stay tuned and let's finish this path strong. Alright brothers, the final holder here. Let's take on Sunspot, a flashy but a surprisingly easy defender to bring down. If you're made this far, you're already knocking the door on those sweet rewards, so let's jump right in. The node challenge is going to be Necrotic Boon, Solar Flare, Now Sunspot will lose 5 charges of his solar flare when he uses an SP1 and 15 when he uses an SP2. When his charges will hit 0, he will enter a solar flare mode. Now during that, if you hit him, every hit you land applies a power sting to you, and if you use a special attack while stung, you will get 40% of your HP as damage. Both of Sunspot's special attacks are very straightforward to evade, so play smart and you will avoid unnecessary chip damage. Best champion again at this stage is going to be Guillotine 2099. She will be fully ranked up, built for control and perfect for closing out for the fight. The plan would be to don't fire off specials when power stings are active, just wait for the solar flare to end before resuming your rhythm, and focus on baiting Sunspot's SP1 and SP2 to burn through his solar charges faster. Guillotine's non-crit ramped up damage will melt Sunspot without too much trouble. Now if you notice now, he is in solar flare and is slowly ticking down with that grey icon with the purple fire in between. And on my side, if I attack him, you notice those power stings and also those Nova flames. So I am not using any kind of specials here. I'm just waiting out for all of those stings to go away and be removed when the Nova flames or the Nova damage expires on me. Now for your alternate options, you can use a She-Hulk for her ramping damage and taunt, but you'll need time for her playstyle. You will need to walk away when the solar flare is active. You cannot spam specials, so she is not really the best option, but she is an option. Starlord will be great here because of his ramping up damage. He will make quick work of Sunspot, but it will take quite a few tries for you to not throw special attacks during when you have power stun. Ultron 7-star rank 3, his dual immunities and damage potential make him an excellent option for this fight, but it will take quite long because he has pillow hands for damage. Now speaking of the revive cost, I was able to solo this fight. It's absolutely possible. No revives are needed if you play carefully. The fight is easy enough. Other options, expect about 4 to 5 revives depending on how well you can manage the solar flare and power stings. A pro tip here would be when the solar flare mode starts, don't use specials, let the power stings expire and you'll avoid a major health loss. Keep the pressure on by evading Sunspot specials and letting his solar charges drain. And congratulations, with Sunspot down, you've completed the second part of this challenge. Time to kick back and enjoy those hard-earned rewards. And that's it for today's guide, guys. If you found this video helpful, do me a favor, smash that like button, hit subscribe and turn on the notifications so you don't miss any more MCOC guides. Got any other parts or fights you're struggling with? Drop a comment below and I might cover it next. Until next time, keep grinding and stay focused, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.